Listen, the octave pedal is the most important pedal that was ever developed for bass players. And if you do not agree, I will fight you to the death in the comments.
Okay.
And to prove it, we have put this video together. We're going to be sharing some incredible examples of players using the octave pedal through the years. But how did it start, Ian?
It all starts in the mid-'70s with the Mu-tron octave divider. And do you want to see an amazing clip of Larry Graham putting it through its paces?
I do.
I affectionately call this pedal Bigfoot, but it's really an octave divider. Check it out.
Oh, my word.
I know. I mean, check it. This is a really actually great example of a classic use of the octave pedal, right? Like using it with dry signal. So Larry here has it combined with that dry signal sound. So that's essentially like having the octave signal and having your bass as well and playing, right?
Yeah. How are you getting that sound?
I have a little bit of drive on it because he's just got all this just mighty amps in the room, probably overdrive and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a tiny bit of chorus on, right? And the octave pedal. Now, if I just turn the octave pedal off, it's not the same, right? That octave pedal gives you all that bottom end.
And that was the Mu-tron, right? So what happened after the Mu-tron? What came next?
So after the Mu-tron in 1982, Roland Boss makes the holy grail octave pedal.
When I said that the octave pedal was the most important pedal for bass players, right? I saw like a little flinch, right? Name me one other pedal that's more famous than the OC2.
I mean, the only thing I can really think of, you know, the chorus pedal.
And you in the comments, come on! I challenge you.
I'm thinking maybe like a Mu-tron envelope filter.
Yeah.
I think envelope filter might be the only thing that could challenge the supremacy of the octave pedal. But this is my favorite. This is the best one for me, for sure.
Yeah.
OC2 happens in 1982, right? We have the Octaver comes out, right? Then production switches from Japan to Taiwan. It's still the OC2, but now it's just called the Octave. This continues all the way to 2003 when the OC2 is discontinued and replaced with the
travesty.
Yeah, replaced with the OC3, right? And this gives you a few more modes. It gives you some dirt. People sleep on this. They think that this is inferior. I don't think it might be as classic as the OC2, but this pedal still sounds great, actually.
It does.
And then, just in the last couple of years, that one goes away, and now we go back to the Octave, and this is the OC5. This has a couple other modes. It has a poly mode in it, and a few other things it can do, but this sort of goes back to the classic OC2 thing.
Which is also a great pedal. But dude, let's go back to the 80s, right? Because when it came out in 82, it had a huge impact. Bass players were using it all around, and we've got some incredible tracks to share where people can hear it in action.
Absolutely. And this is an early example of Mr. Pino Palladino using his Music Man fretless Stingray, playing with Pete Townsend in 1985, Give Blood. All right, Scott, so check out Pino's thing over the verse. You ready?
Yeah. Oh.
He always plays this phrase. Woo! And again here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, I think Pino was just trying to sound like a synth, honestly. Like when he does all of this fretless stuff with the octave pedal and a little bit of chorus, he's just trying to do a synthesizer thing on the electric bass, moving it into the 80s, right? And then that influences everybody. It influences Levin. It influences Guy Pratt. Everybody that plays OC2 bass.
Explosion. Yeah.
Yes. And it's a result of Pino and the octave pedal and the Boss OC2.
Dude, yes, absolutely. But just show me that. Zig-a-dig-a-doo. Show me that bit.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. So we've got...
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I'm playing C, right? And just playing that sort of box shape. And
Got it. Yeah.
You know?
Hey, guys, we're going to have tab and notation for you. So if you want the free in tab notation, workbook and stuff like that, link is down there in the description below. Now, you mentioned Tony Levin. Might Tony Levin be next?
He might. And this is such a great clip. We've talked about Sledgehammer a million times, but we haven't shown this clip too much. This is Tony actually breaking it down and showing you how he got the sound and the concept and the bass line for Sledgehammer.
I chose fretless bass. I put an octave on it, and a little unusual to use a pick. And I thought we came up with a good sound.
I think he did. Woo! Upstrokes as well.
Yes.
Woo! And he's got like a little smidge of chorus on there as well, right? So it's what you were talking about before. It's there's a lot of direct signal and the octave.
Okay, so look, you don't have to play it on a fretless, but it helps if you do play it with a pick and with a bit of OC2, right? Or any octave pedal. I have a bit of chorus on this as well.
Oh. Yeah. If you don't know, on OC2, there's 3 controls, okay? On the left, there's the sub-octave.
The sub-octave is actually literally 2 octaves below.
The way I think about it is down where the submarines are, the subs, right? And then on the right-hand side of the pedal, you've got the 1 octave below, and then in the middle, you've got the direct signal. Now, later on in this video, you're going to see a moment in time where people actually started getting rid of the direct signal, or a lot of it, and started favoring a different sound. But right now in the 80s, it was definitely the direct sound was in the mix. We're going to hear more clips of that as well. Now, we should have said Sledgehammer was in 1985, but also in 1985, Paul Young released Tear Your Playhouse Down, and this is an incredible live version of that song filmed in 1987. Pino Palladino doing his thing once again.
Oh, they let Pino loose.
Here we go, dude. Check it out. Oh! What?
I know.
Monster.
Ooh, monster yourself, Divine. Come on.
Oh, check this bit out, dude. Whoa! This bit.
Come on.
Outrageous. So let me break this down for you.
Yeah, please.
But it's in like a G minor thing. In terms of the octave pedal, I've got it on. Again, lots of direct signal. We've just got 1 octave below, no sub here, okay? And it's on the G minor, and it does this, right? So... So it goes up the G minor, so root 3, 5, 7, 9, 13, and then it goes down the C minor and then back up the C minor, right? And then it does this thing again. And then there's this little bit as well.
Yes.
It's just like, I ain't got anything else to say. It's outrageous, and it's just... one of those great examples of Pino Palladino showing how he can be the bass player's bass player, but also he plays really busily sometimes, and it just works because he's Pino.
Yeah, because he has massive groove and understanding of chord harmony. Like, it just almost sounds like a sequencer.
Yeah.
Like, it's so pocket. It's amazing. And if that line befuddles you as it does me, don't worry. Got it all tabbed and notated out for you in a workbook below in the description. You can grab it.
Okay, so next up, we're moving on to 1989. Friend of SPL, Mr. Guy Pratt. Do you know who the artist is?
I sure do. This is Madonna, Like a Prayer. Dude, are you ready for the most insane Guy Pratt bass line? Listen to this.
That's so good.
Woo!
Oh! Yes! Give people a breakdown of the sound that you're using.
So he used a Spectre NS2 on this, and when we got a chance to hang out with him in London and talk to him, we asked him about his NS2 tone, and he talked about he would always use bridge pickup. And I thought, there is no way you can use bridge pickup and get an octave pedal to track. Because if you use bridge pickup a lot, like let's say you just have it flat and use bridge pickup, what happens? The octave pedal doesn't track and it like pops up to the other octave. Like it glitches. But his secret is he cranks the bass knob. So it's bridge pickup with tons of bass boost, and it gives the octave pedal enough fundamental.
It sounds incredible.
Correctly.
Yeah. And then in terms on the pedal, where's the direct and where is the octave one on that?
Yeah, okay, so I have one down here, but I'll pull this one up. I have, octave 2 is off.
Yeah.
Direct signal is probably 75% of the way up, all
Yeah.
the way. And then octave 1 is just a little behind it, like a little past halfway.
Got it. Okay.
That's how I have it.
That's the setting.
Yeah, I think that sounds great for this kind of thing. Okay, so I love YouTube. You probably love YouTube. But let's be honest. It's not the best platform for in-depth teaching. Enter the SBL Academy. At SBL, we break down the bass with a curriculum-driven approach that spans from complete beginner level to super advanced. We also cover all kinds of genres, skills, and techniques, all brought to you by world-class bass instructors. And best of all, you can get started today for free at trysbl.com.
Hey, so check this out. I'm going to move us on now. 1995, okay? I'm going to play the track. You've got to guess the bass player, okay?
I'm ready. Never been more ready. I know who this is.
Who's the bass player?
This is still Guy Pratt.
It
killing
is.
it on a Spectre.
And here he is playing it.
Listen to that bass.
It's kind of crazy because it's like really down low.
Low. Starts on a low A flat.
Yeah, like, can you play like that low? It turns out you can.
Right. Turns out you can. Oh. Oh, I love it.
And that's why MJ would have not got me, because I would have been playing too many notes. So now we're going to jump to 1999. We did the 80s. We're almost through the 90s, 1999. And this is when things started to change with the OC2, when a bass player called Tim Lefebvre exploded onto the scene and really made a very specific setting on the OC2 super famous. And you're also going to hear that setting in one of the later tracks with Mr. Michael League as well, but we'll get there when we're ready. So with that said, here's Wayne Krantz and Tim Lefebvre.
Keith Carlock, Wayne Krantz, a young Tim Lefebvre. Check this out. Wayne Krantz turns on a ring mod. Lefebvre responds.
I love this era, dude.
So Tim is checked waiting. And then playing big bombs. Woo! So, I mean, this sounds crazy, right? Like it sounds crazy, but it's this really cool thing that happens in this improvisation where like Wayne Krantz goes for something that isn't melodic. It's kind of almost sounds like a sequencer that's out of tune, right?
Yeah.
And Tim responds by reaching down, turning off the dry signal, right? Or just turning all the way up the octave signal.
Yeah.
of an OC2.
Octave 1 all the way on. So octave on
Right.
all the way on. Octave 2 all the way off.
Yes.
Your dry signal all the way off. And it gives you
Right.
this is the sound. There's bass players that you're like, oh, do you use the OC2 setting? If anybody says that, do you use the OC2 setting? They are talking about this specific setting. And it came from Tim Lefebvre back in the day. Yes, this.
Yeah.
Woo!
Right. And it's super computer. And then you can use, a drive to kind of like crunch it up, maybe.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yannick Gwizdala has used this too. He refers to this as the Jojo Mayer setting.
Exactly,
Because Jojo
yeah.
Mayer, when Yannick played in Nerve, he said that, Jojo handed him an OC2 and said, octave up, dry signal off, octave 2 off. Just the one signal. Yeah, what's it sound like for you? Yes. Oh. I know where we're going.
Or
I know where we're going. Is that with a little drive? You guys, check out Michael League playing with Snarky Puppy.
Michael League, you nasty man.
Come on. Come on, Divine with that B section? All right, let's go. This is extra credit.
Oh!
Show us Lingus, Michael League on the bass, playing OC2 bass. Show us what's going on.
So the track is Lingus. It's 2014. Listen, we just got so excited. We just skipped a few years. We're going to go back in a minute, actually. But this is Lingus, 2014. I've got the octave. So this is it with nothing. Okay, that's the bass with nothing on at all. Then we've got the OC2 with the setting. And then we've got
so good.
Yeah, and then I've got a pork and pickle on there, drive as well. Just a little hair of it.
The best.
Oh, it's so good. It's worth learning this, guys, just to enjoy playing along with the band. It's just, what an incredible band. Lionel Lewis on drums. It's in E, right? So it's E in E minor, so it goes... That's the first kind of phrase. And then you wait a while, and then when it's ready... And that's it. So it goes... And I'm going... and making it a little more fancy.
Slide there.
Yeah, whatever. I think it's just an incredible tune. Shout out to Michael League again for being a monster composer.
Absolutely. And guys, tab and notation, if you want to learn that incredible lick, we've got it below for you.
Okay, dude, let's take it back. 2009. The band is Muse. Do you know what the track's called?
Yeah, it's called Uprising. It's mean. Octave pedal, fuzz, amp emulation, swung octaves.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. What a huge sound.
I mean, it's monstrous. And Chris Wolstenholme is just absolutely incredible in terms of inventing parts and sounds for this band.
He's not just a bass player. For me, when I listen to him, I'm like, there's more. Not to sort of like say it's bad being a bass player, but he just takes up so much sonic room in the band.
Exactly. Yeah.
How's he getting that sound, dude?
So it's mostly octave, but with a little bit of clean. Then it's going into a fuzz. Then it's going into an amp emulator to kind of like soften out the top of the fuzz.
Yeah.
And if I peel back some layers, check this out.
Oh, please.
Like if I get rid of the amp.
Wow. That is outrageous.
Right? And if I get rid of the fuzz.
That is crazy.
Right? But if you add in that fuzz and you add the amp sounds again.
That's magic. Or witchcraft, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Next up, we have to show some love to Mr. John Davis of the band Nerve, Jojo Mayer's nerve. He is an absolute innovator when it comes to synth sounds on the electric bass. A huge inspiration to me, and he has several courses on SBL breaking down synth sounds, how to apply them to pedals, and synth principles on electric bass. Check him out playing lute. Scott, check out this riff they drop into out of JoJo's solo. Ready?
I already know this is going to be outrageous. Oh. What? Great. Oh! Yeah, just play the bass line for me.
Absolutely. So we've got... Right? So we've got a G, right? We've got a B flat to G, and then essentially, right? Like I'm taking G, flat 5, G, flat 5.
That is so cool.
Isn't that great? And he's got, so that's just OC2 sub only, or right, just the octave sound only. And then when you have that setting, then you can grid it up, right? So like what you did, Scott, in that previous example where you've got, grind on top.
Yeah.
And then it just sounds so computery, right?
So now for something completely different. So this is Mike Kerr, yeah, royal blood, and that is not a guitar, that is a bass. Check it out. And he's getting a guitar and the bass, and we'll show you exactly how in 1 second.
What's going on with that sound?
He's doing it slightly different, right? He's actually splitting a signal, and in one of the signals, he's put it in through it's like a POG. So I've got my POG down here, and he's just got octave up. So octave up, which sounds like...
Hey, octave up.
What?
So no longer in OC2 octave down zone. This is something completely different.
So that's just, I've got the pick and everything, dude. I've just got right into guitar mode. Yes. So he's got the octave up, right?
Yeah.
And then he's got a fuzz with it. So let's try this out. So you've got this fuzz.
Or like, I think he runs it through a guitar rig. So it's like maybe fuzz through a bunch of Fender guitar amps, right?
Yes. Too much fun. Get back to work, Divine. So yes. So as Ian was saying, he's got a POG that goes into like a fuzz pedal or guitar rig, but that's going to a guitar rig with distortion on. And then his other signal, he's going to a bass rig. So as you can see here, he's using a short scale bass and splitting the signal. And unlike all of the other examples that we've been using, with Mike, he's using the octave up. And we really wanted to put that in there because there's a bunch of other players doing that as well. And how I got that sound is I actually used the POG. I've got the octave up on, but instead of splitting the signal, I'm just dialing in the dry sound. So check this out.
Yeah, blending back in the bass.
That gives me both. It gives me the top octave.
Yeah, man.
And the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
And hey, and check it out too. The new Boss OC5 lets you do that as well. It has octave up in it, in addition to the old school, octave 1 down, octave 2 down, but it also has an octave up switch or knob on it as well, letting you do that sort of Mike Kerr thing if you want to.
Yeah, dude, but did we get it right? Is the octave pedal the most important pedal for all bassists ever? I still think it is. I'll still fight you in the comments, but please let me know down below, did we get it right? And do you want any future videos focused on a particular effect? If you do, please let us know in the comments and we will make that video for you. With that said, take it easy. We'll see you next time in the shed. Bye.